Hi, budget friends. Welcome to Next Level Budget. I'm Nellie. I'm a middle aged mom from the tri state area in the US. I've been navigating life as a single parent for about 15 years, and each month I share my net worth journey with you as I work towards building wealth. Today, I'm sharing the highs and lows of February and giving you a glimpse of what I see coming ahead. There's some good news and some bad news too. If you've been following my net worth journey, you know my spreadsheet I created to track my accounts and balances. If you want to create your own Excel spreadsheet, I have a step by step tutorial. I'll put a link in the description. This spreadsheet is set up with all my account balances here, and they populate into categories here as assets or liabilities. As I enter my balances, the spreadsheet updates and my total net worth gets calculated here. Now let's fill in my balances for the end of February. We'll start with properties and loans. I have 2 cars. Their values have gone down again for the third month in a row. That's not surprising since cars depreciate and tend to lose value over time. At the moment, I use one car and my kids use the other. We are considering a third car because their schedules will be changing at the end of the school year, but we haven't made any decisions yet. One car is paid off, and the other one, car one, has a loan. This loan includes interest. So that's the amount I'll pay if I don't make any extra payments. I'm happy that I'm finally owing only under $20,000. It is going to take a really long time to pay this loan off. Let's take a look at my debt now. I have 3 credit cards and a store card, and I have some really good news and a little bit of bad news to report on my debt. As you guys know, I've been working on paying off my credit cards since May of last year, longer than that, but really I had a 1 year goal to pay them off by May of this year. And I finally paid one card off. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So let's take a look at my goals. So this credit card here is now paid off. So I'm going to check this off. Oops. And it is now paid. I accomplished that goal. I'm like ridiculously excited. It makes me so happy. The other credit card, this one here, will be paid off by May of this year, which I'm super looking forward to and excited about. So, um, those are really that's the good news. And unfortunately, the bad news is that I had to use my emergency fund to pay for these credit cards. I used it in January and I used it in February. You can see here, those are the amounts that I took out of my emergency fund because, as some of you who have been sticking around and following my journey, you know that my rent had gone up last year. So it's finally catching up to me. And so I ended up having to take some of that money out, unfortunately. Um, but I do still have a plan to pay this one off, even if I have to continue taking out of my emergency fund. I do have a goal for that. But it's what I had to do. I'm not willing to pay interest on these, and they have to be paid off. And the expiration for the 0% or low rate balances were coming due, so I had to pay them. This card, I have a goal to pay off in full every month, and so I was able to accomplish that. And then I have a store card as well, but that one I don't use, and it remains having a zero balance. So if I go back to my account dashboard, now this is my total amount of debts as of the end of February. This one is the one that I pay off in full each month. I do carry a balance throughout the month, so this is the amount of charges that I have on that, so that will be paid off next month. But for February, I paid that one, and then this one will be paid in by May. This one is the one that was paid off. Yay! And there is my store card here with a zero balance. So I am under $3,000 for my credit card debt right now, but technically I really am just trying to pay off the remaining credit card 1636. And the other one I take care of each month. So now moving on to savings, as I mentioned earlier, my emergency fund went down. I have a savings account for my kids. I added to my holiday savings fund. I haven't put anything in for my vacation sinking fund yet. And I have 2 bonds. And if I go ahead and look at my goals, so we talked about my emergency fund. I did take out for that to pay off some debt. So that did go down. It did decrease, but I did deposit. I have like an automatic deposit for this for $25 a month. So I did deposit that. And I also got $21.66 of interest that I gained. And then for my kids' savings fund, I had deposited $40, which is less than I budgeted for, but I think I'm going to be able to make up for that amount a little bit later. And I got some interest on this account as well for $3.34. And then for my holiday savings fund, I actually just wrapped up the Color Wheel Savings Challenge, and I had so much fun with that challenge, and it was amazing to save with everyone. A big, huge thank you to everyone who joined me and saved with me. It was a lot of fun, and it really made it special to be able to save with people. So thank you. And so I actually saved $126 from that savings challenge. And then I also had gained $14.45 from a like a refund that I had gotten. So I put it into the savings, holiday savings as well. So it was just a little bit extra, but I had $126 from that savings challenge and the 1445. So that ended up with $140.45 being deposited into the holiday sinking fund. And I also gained $1.03 in interest. So that was really good. And I think that was it. Oh, and then I have not been able to put anything into my vacation or travel fund just because it's just not the right time yet. I do want to start saving at some point for vacation travel. I had a budget of $15. I want to kind of start somewhere. I just have not yet been able to do that yet. All right, my next account type is my cash. So for cash, I have my main checking account. I don't have any actual cash in my wallet right now. I spent my last dollar on my daughter the other day, gave it to her. She owed someone some money. So no money in my wallet. And then I have a toll card, which still has balance on it. And a lunch card also has a balance on it. And I took the money out of my side hustles. So that is everything that I have for my cash. And last, we have my investments, which makes up a big portion of my net worth. So I have a small CD, excuse me, that isn't going anywhere, and I plan to close it this year. I have 3 long-term investments. They just accumulate. I can't take them out. They just sit and do their thing. And I think I get statements once a year. And then I have my own personal stocks where I invest in stocks that I choose of my own. And it's really something that I'm still learning. But I like that account because it really does let me understand how the stock market is doing. And then the very last account that I have is the biggest, which is my 401k retirement account. And that will give us my total net worth. And so my liabilities make up 10% of my net worth, and my assets make up 90% of my net worth, which is great. So I have my cash, savings, investments, and property under my investments, and that makes up $198,378.51, which is amazing. I've been waiting to hit 200,000, but I haven't gotten there yet. So, not sure with the stock market the way it's been going whether or not that's going to happen anytime soon, but I do keep putting money in, so we'll see how that goes. And then for my loans and debts, that makes up my liabilities. I don't have anything for taxes, although I do have some bad news this year. I am going to owe around $2,000 in taxes, which is a bummer. But I should get some money back for state taxes. So it'll probably end up being close to 2,000 that I'll owe. And I don't have anything in collections or anything like that. So my liabilities now are at a negative $21,976.12, which I am still working on. And that brings me to my total net worth, which is $176,402.39. And if I go to my tracker to see how I'm doing, where the changes are being made, it's very easy to see by my bar graphs that the biggest progress that I'm making is paying off my debts, so my liabilities, and that's making payments towards, excuse me, my credit cards, and paying the one credit card off, and also paying towards my car loan. And my assets are actually slightly down. So that's a bummer, but it's almost breaking even. I took some money out of my savings to pay for my credit card, which I mentioned earlier. So my savings went down $768 from last month, and my investments offset that by making up $775 in in investments, excuse me. And then my property actually went down. So the cars lost some value, which I mentioned earlier as well. And so my total assets went from a little over 199 to a little over 198. So I'm actually down for my assets by $1,063. And my loans, that's my car loan, went down 348. So that's my payment for my car. And then my debts went down as well. And that's the credit card debt. And that was from January to February. It went down $967. So I am putting a lot towards my paying off my debt. So that has been, you can see here, helping quite a bit. And so my liabilities were helped my net worth by $1,315. So my liabilities decreased, right? And that means that my total net worth went from pretty much the same amount, 176,000, little over that, to just slightly over that, 176,000. So my net worth, actually, the overall net worth increased $251 from January to February. So I have no idea what's going to be happening for the rest of the year, but I will be continuing to pay off my credit card debt. And by May, the one other credit card should be paid off as well. And the very last bit, if you've stayed until the end of this video, I have very good news. I am going to be getting a bonus with my paycheck for the next paycheck that's coming up. And I have, as you know, and I mentioned, been taking out of my emergency fund to pay for my credit card debt. And I am going to be able to, I think, put money towards the taxes that I'm going to owe and pay some of the emergency fund back. So I'm thrilled. We did pretty well at work this year. So I got a nice bonus, which was not 100% expecting. I was expecting something, but I'm not that much. So I'm pretty over the moon excited. And so I got some good news. And so I'm pretty happy about that. So hopefully that will help offset some of the struggles with the rent increase, and I'll be able to get back sort of on track where I need to be. I was starting to feel a little defeated with everything going down, and I can't really complain because I do have the emergency fund. I have been able to save that and put that aside. I am still looking to find another place to live, but unfortunately, buying a home is almost out of the question at the moment. The home prices are just way too high, and rents are also even higher than the rent that I pay. So at the moment, I guess I should feel lucky to be able to live where I live, even though I did have a very large rent increase last year. But like I said, I'm going to stay in the moment, be very happy about my bonus, and work towards making that work. So once I get that, I will make some changes, probably off video, maybe. I'm not sure if I'll do a video, but either way, I think I'm going to be good. So I'm thrilled. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank you for all your support, everyone who has subscribed and watches me on a regular basis. If you haven't already subscribed, please take a moment and consider subscribing to my channel. It is completely free and makes a really big difference in my life. And I also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments and let me know if or how you track your net worth. I always love hearing what helps other people stay on track with their goals. And so, share your comments. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.